morning and welcome back to WDIA. Little jingle bells from Kenny G this morning. And before that, Booker T and the MG Silver Bells. Holiday music. Happy holidays to you. Welcome in to WDIA, the Bev Johnson Show. It is indeed a pleasure to have you with us once again on this Monday, December 21st, 2020. I hope you enjoy this fabulous day today. As I said earlier, we'll be sharing some information with you this day. And I'm proud to have on the line with me Dr. Yvonne Nelson. And want to say good morning to you, Dr. Nelson. How are you?
Good morning to the queen of talk radio, Miss Bev Johnson, the one and only. God bless you and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you and your listening audience today.
Well, Dr. Nelson, thank you so much. I love it. I love you. Sound so good. Well, this morning I know, and I want to know about my Zip community. And what is that all about?
Well, My Zip was actually the brainstorm of Mr. William Henry Reed. Mr. Reed was an advocate in Whitehaven when Whitehaven was white. And I'm not one to call it Black Haven. Let me just go right there. But Mr. Reed's children were the first children to integrate Whitehaven High School, and right behind him, another black family on that Whitehaven Road integrated Whitehaven Elementary, and a lot of people know that family as well. But Mr. Reed had been an advocate in Memphis his entire life, and I was blessed to meet him before he passed back in 2018, and I formed a lovely relationship with Mr. Reed. He was an advocate for all communities, but especially for Black communities. So under his guidance, we came up with My Zip, and he determined My Zip would be a nonprofit organization that stood above all others, some kind of a company that people could want to join because it was honest, had integrity, and attacked issues that the community should be concerned about. So My Zip attacks all kinds of community concerns, and it's above reproach. We try to do things right. Again, Mr. Reed left us this August, but his spirit lives on.
You know, and that was some good history. I want to go back. So you said Mr. Reed and his family was the first to integrate Whitehaven
High School. Yes, ma'am.
Whitehaven. Wow. Now that's some history for us.
Yes, it is.
And so the nonprofit My Zip, does it, Dr. Nelson, deal with helping the community of Whitehaven only?
No, and that was not his goal. My Zip, Everyone has a home, has a zip code. Everyone that has a home has a zip code. So My Zip is something that can be established and should be established in communities all across America, all over the world. People have zip codes. And this gives people an opportunity to come together because we know that there's strength in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So My Zip covers all zip codes.
Oh, okay. Just not only to Whitehaven, but all zip codes. Also with My Zip, tell our listeners the kinds of things that you all have been doing in the community.
Well, I think one of the most visible activities at the start of My Zip about August of 2019 was the unfortunate incident that occurred at the Whitehaven Kroger location. That store was filthy. And we got the code enforcement, the health department, and others involved, and they got new management in there. And I'm happy to report that I even shop at the Whitehaven Kroger. Now, the coronavirus has some things going on, but we've actually put signs up for our senior store shoppers. There are specially marked spots at the Whitehaven store for our seniors to park in. So we're doing things with My Zip. We're going places, and we just need the community to come and go with us. Let us follow them, and let's make all zip codes right.
I remember that because that was a big story. I remember that.
Yes, Kelly Cook followed us, and we just stayed on it. And it ended up that we got new managers. We had several conversations with them, but literally after the first conversation, there was no need for a second. We had a second, but everything that the community complained about, whether it was lighting or whatever, they addressed it immediately.
Okay. And I know one of the things also, Dr. Nelson, that you are head of is the Whitehaven CDC.
Yes. Formerly known as...
yeah.
Formerly known as McCorkle Road Neighborhood Development Association, Bev. A lot of people might remember McCorkle Road. We fought Pull Apart. We fought Waste Connections. Most recently, we went head-to-head with Elvis Presley Enterprises and their Made in Memphis entity that wanted to turn Graves Elementary School into a factory in the middle of a established, nice income Black community. And that's just not going to happen. But people have got to come together to demand change. I can't do it by myself, Bev. You can't do it by yourself. But if we put our powers together for once, if we could do this, we could make change in our communities.
Yes, and I agree, because just one person just can't do it by themselves. Another thing, Dr. Nelson, I know that My Zip, and I want you to talk about this. You talk about the city, and this used to be a clean city. But as we drive around, oh my goodness, I see tires and mattresses. Matter of fact, Dr. Nelson, just a couple of weeks ago, somebody threw a mattress right out at our street at the corner. I'm going, why would they do that? So I called, but the city got it. But I know one of the things that My Zip is doing with the illegal dumping and that's plaguing the city. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, thank you again for the opportunity. It is crazy, and it's not just in Memphis. I need people to understand that this triflingness goes on against all communities and by people of all races, creeds, and colors. It is not a Black thing. It is not a white thing.
Right.
It is a people thing. And what we need to understand is that we allow it to happen in our communities. So My Zip has taken up the illegal dumping issue. We're working with different directors, including Steve Schuler, Robert Connect. We've reached out to Albert Lamar of sanitation. We know people have problems with these issues. We want them to know that the city is also concerned about these issues. But in these pandemic times, COVID has reduced staffs to less, it's the same amount of work or more work, but less people to do it. So we're asking people to take it upon themselves. If you see illegal dumping, report it. If you catch it in the act, please report it. In some cities, I've seen people go through the trash. They'll be stupid enough to leave a letter or two with their name and address on it. And they will take the trash back to the person who dumped it.
Wow.
I'm not that extreme. We do do want to see it cleaned up. But Bev, even when the city sends out crews to clean it up, like that mattress that was at the corner of your block, you come back home a day or two later and somebody's put something else out there. We've got to stop it. We've got to stop it. So
how do you get, Dr. Nelson, and it's hard, but how do you get people the mindset that don't do that? There are proper places where you can dump things. I mean, how do we get them to that mindset?
Well, we had an 18-year-old from Hillcrest High School who was our littering and illegal dumping in my community contest winner. Just briefly, she says, so as sad as it is, most people learn littering is okay at a young age because of people around them do it. My mom used to tell me, just throw it on the ground. And for a while, that was what I would do until I was taught that littering was bad. So it's an educational thing that we're dealing with here. Whether it's a cigarette butt that doesn't disintegrate or your waste from your fast food restaurant trip, it goes in a proper container for trash. The ground is our environment. We need to protect it so that it can take care of us. It's going to take a lot of re-education and just bringing awareness to this issue. And I want to throw in that thanks to Dr. Jeff Warren and Councilwoman Cheyenne Johnson, I have a few funds and we're planning to buy some cameras and start putting some fines on some people. So we're not just talking. We're asking people to report things. And of course, they can text the words I care to 64600. When they do that, and we encourage them to do that, they'll get a link that'll give them our phone number, our email, and a website that they can visit to learn more about what we're doing, seeing before things, seeing after results. We're working with the owners of properties, and Bev, the owners get upset because they're not the ones junking up their property, but they're responsible for it. So
that sounds, I like that. Whether you have some money for some cameras.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're planning to do. And the city and the county does it too, but not so much in depressed neighborhoods. We don't have a big budget, but we are nonprofit. We are going to do what we say we do with the money. We are new, but our records are open to anyone who wants to see where our money goes. We serve as volunteers. We have no paid staff. I'm a spokesperson for the organization, and we're doing what we can to make Memphis the most beautiful place it can be. And you're absolutely correct. This is the 90th year for Memphis being part of Memphis City Beautiful, and that struck me hard because there's not a lot beautiful about Memphis today.
You're right. And I also understand, Dr. Nelson, that my zip, you all are going to do a holiday gift for the entire city.
Yeah, absolutely. We were going to present
Tell us about that. Yeah.
Well, actually, you're presenting it for us today because of the new stimulus bill and all of the things going on in the world. Today was the actual day that we were going to present this gift to the city. We've had Zoom meetings with some of the individuals who I've mentioned before, and city code, county code. Everybody's on board, but we all have to work together to make it happen. And what we're trying to make happen is to make Memphis the clean, beautiful city that we know it can be. Now, 90 years ago, E.H. Crump was with the mayor of Memphis at that time, and he was upset about the way Memphis looks. I feel like E.H. Crump today. I'm E.H. Crump. I'm your Crump. Amen. So what we're doing, it took them 10 years to 1940 to get that first City Beautiful Award. So I'm on a 10-year goal to make Memphis beautiful again, whether it takes planting crepe myrtles and other flowers that the city had designated back in the day or coming up with new designs. We're asking the community to weigh in. What do you want to see? Because I'm hoping it's not what we're looking at today. So,
right. And so will you all reschedule the holiday gift, or are you going to wait?
Well,
do it next year? What are you going to...
I want to say that we're doing it through the Bev Johnson Show.
Yes, you are. we need these folks. Hey, Dr. I want these folks to stop dumping, stop putting out stuff. Just think about it. You live in this city too.
That's right.
And who doesn't want a beautiful city?
Well, I've been told some people think that people in Westwood think they live in Germantown. And I said, what's wrong with that?
I know that's right. Well, hey, that's right. So, also, Dr. Nelson, can people become a part of my ZIP community?
Absolutely, they can. If they text the words "I care" to 64600, they can take any one of those routes to get more information about my ZIP. They can go to the website and donate to my ZIP. If the people who can't physically clean up, I'm not about doing virtual cleanups or really physical cleanups, but we do have hazmat suits and PPE purchased so that when we do cleanups, we are going to make sure that our people are protected so that they are not dealing with anything that would make them ill. But we definitely do want the community to reach out, give back. You know, everybody can't physically do cleaning of nasty areas, but if we can get groups to work together, we're going to support them. We'll get Memphis City Beautiful involved and whomever else to get done what needs to get done. But I'm not just an advocate for going out with groups of people cleaning up just so somebody can come along the next day and dirty things back up again. That is not the answer.
Okay.
Yeah, that is not the answer. But yeah, I think that this is a great way to get the word out that we are actually giving the city a birthday present for this year, for the next 10 years. Let's see if we can't mirror what we did in 1930, 90 years ago, and clean up Memphis, Tennessee. There's a correlation between blight and crime. And it's been proven many times. So if we can get rid of the blight, I think we can also get rid of the crime. Maybe we can put some of those people to work.
I agree. And one last time, Dr. Nelson, tell that they can text this number and to report also illegal dumping.
That is correct. It is set up for you to text the words "I care." I care to the number 64600, and you will get a link for our website, our email. You can click on that link for the email. It's going to populate an email to your phone or device, and you can push those pictures to us. Let us know where you took it. What zip code were you in? If you just send a picture, we're going to get back to you and get this information. What did you see? What was illegal? We want to stop the illegal dumping in Memphis, Tennessee. We can't deal with the whole world, but we can go, my zip is clean.
You got that right. I love it. Dr. Yvonne Nelson, thank you so much for sharing with us, and I'm sure, and sharing because I'm sure a lot of our listeners had never heard of my ZIP community, but now they know.
Amen. Yes, you do. And please text the words "I care" to the number 64600. Tell us, call me. Tell us about the illegal dumping in your community. We are getting things done because we're working with the people who can make it happen. So thank you.
And you can make it happen. happen. It's just like y'all made it happen to that Kroger in Whitehaven. You make it happen.
We are best of friends as of today. They're actually working in the community, helping a mobile food bank to store food so they can serve the community over the holiday weekend.
I like it. Thank you so much, Dr. Yvonne Nelson of My Zip Community, and thank you for sharing. We wish you happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you.
And
stay well and stay safe, sister.
Thank you, sis. Thank you all. Merry blessed Christmas to everyone. God bless. Thank you.
You too. Thank you, Dr. Nelson. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.